back again. How rude. Some person from somewhere I don't know, some men obviously having a good old chat in some language. Okay, so sorry about that. Join again, and that lady that wanted the reading, I'll start pulling your cards, love. Now, like I said, yeah, I'm back. Sorry. Some person did the, you know, like your co-host, and I went to press no, and I must have pressed the wrong button. And anyway, language I don't understand. Some blokes having some fun somewhere. So I just had to disconnect it so I could get rid of them. Okay, so the lady that just a minute ago wanted a reading, which was that long name I couldn't say, but you know who you are. Hi, how you going, Courtney? Yeah. It's of a love. Anyway, you know who you are. This is for you, doll. Okay, so what we've got here is the Ten of Swords, which means it's predominantly a hope card, but what it talks about is time has been, things have been really hard for you, really rough. You've held back all of this negative energy and people. Your guardian angels have been watching over you, and they've been protecting you. There may have been lots of arguments. There's a brighter future ahead, but at the moment you're exhausted, so it's sort of time now to heal. Now you have the strength to do this, and you know, like I said, you've had a battle, you've had arguments, and you're sort of like still in the embryonic stage before you've come out. But you've dealt with it, but you know, you have the power to do so. But then after that, there's a card that's could be a legal card. So whatever you've been through, there may be some legal outcome, or basically you want balance and something sorted in regards to, you know, an injustice. So this sort of represents a lawyer or someone who's professional, but you know, I often see this as a lawyer, but you're wanting justice and balance. So that is for you. I'll pull an angel card to go with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is Adriana, Angel Adriana. She says, I'm leading you toward the answer to your prayers. Please listen to and follow the steps. I am communicating through your intuition, through your dreams. So basically that's saying, listen to your gut feelings, follow any prompts you get that, you know, just sort of come out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you're like, all right, I feel it on to do this or that. Do it, because they're prompts from upstairs. So, you know, your angels have got you covered and they're looking after you. So that's your message today, darling. So anybody else, if you would like a reading, just put yes, please. Okay, Katie Cakes, I'll do one for you, love. Hope everyone's having a lovely Easter Friday. I mean, I'm not religious per se. I believe in a creator, so I call it the creator God. I believe in angels. I believe in a negative energy. But beyond that, I don't really get into it very much, because I was guided that the creator sent down, you know, one message, but it sort of landed in different parts of the world and was, you know, sent out in just different various ways. So sort of like a common theme, but was expressed differently. So, you know. Okay, so let me see, Katie Cakes. So we've got the Hermit's the first card. So this is sort of like a time to be away from everything, a time to cut the garbage out of your life, i.e. people or anything that makes you feel less than, you know, yourself. Anything that you like have a gut visceral reaction to, let it go. And often what happens is when our energy changes from one vibration to the next, there's a hiatus in the middle. So as we move up, which a lot of people are doing at the moment because we've had this energetic shift in the planet, so a lot of us are following it. So while there's this, you know, hiatus in the middle, it's time to step back, let your vibration resonate at the new level, and then you'll actually attract, you know, new energy that's more in line with what you are now. So the next card shows that there's There's some situation where you feel like your hands are tied. You feel like you can't do something. You feel alone, like there's been shit and, excuse my language, I'm Australian, we swear, stuff happening in front of you, around you, that's not been pleasant. And but at this point, although it's causing or giving you soul growth, maybe the next step you feel like you can't take at the moment because you feel like your hands are tied. Whether that's the case or not, only you know, but that's what the card means. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, if it's not you, it's a generous, loving woman around you, or it could be you, but there's, you know, generous, loving, stable, and then there's the Ten of Pentacles. So this is this is a happy family card, but often in readings it represents, it's talking about a family. So, you know, whether this, not knowing if you can take the next step because you feel your hands are tied, whether that's connected to this family situation, I don't know, but that is a happy family, and if it's not a happy family, it's talking about a family situation. So that's that card reading. I'll just pull out an angel card for you. Okay, it says you are at the end of a cycle in your life, and at the moment, because this energetic shift has happened, people are now moving to what's more aligned with them and their path. So if you've been in a situation that's not really your path, you're being moved out of it into another one. So call upon your angels to comfort you and to guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you all, and awaits you now. So that's great. So whatever, you know, is sort of holding you back in this time of like feeling, you know, that you're apart from everything, and you just, you know, recalibrating, whatever's making you feel like you can't move forward. I mean, that can just be a feeling because you're afraid, but it's saying that the outcome will be okay and you'll be fine. So that's for you, darling. Now let's have a look here. Yep. Okay, anyone else? Just pushing my finger up here. Okay, so does anyone else want a reading? No worries, darling. Okay, the Otters experience. Oh, the Orders experience. Okay, can I apply? Yep, do one for you, darling. Oh, okay, great, Katie. You're going to be fine. Okay, so this was the Otters experience. Okay. Okay, so for you, I don't know if you're a male or a female. Okay, moving away from a home or a job, feeling depressed about it, which is a normal, you know, psychological response to that. The Hope card is the next card. So this is, and so whether you've just moved away from this situation or you're going to move away from this situation, the Star card follows, which is the Hope card also. So what this means is that you're going to feel vulnerable, there'll be a loss of emotion, but you're moving forward, your guides are watching over you. Now the Nine of Pentacles after that talks about, you know, you've got what you need, you've got money and means around you, and, you know, you're stable in that regard. And then the Four of Wands talks about having time out, so a retreat, or, you know, at the very least it could be, you know, a medical procedure. But if it's not that, it's feeling sort of isolated and or needing that isolation to regenerate. So, you know, in nature, camping, you know, a getaway, whatever. But that's sort of, once you've moved away from this job and or home, it's the Pentacle card, so it's a money card, but, you know, your home can be that as well. But if it's a job, once you've moved away, there's hope now to heal and move forward. You are stable, you're okay, and you need to get away at the moment just to recharge, or after this thing's happened. And your angel card is a star. So you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires, and don't compromise. So maybe in that situation you had been compromising, and it's basically saying don't compromise, move forward, and, you know, go for what you feel you really truly deserve. So that's for you. Now, just, where are we? Hang on. Just unicorn production. Just a unicorn production. This one's for you. And then I'll do Leela after. So just a unicorn production. You got a big one. Okay, so first card, walking away from something you love. This one, the other one was walking away from sort of a home or a job. This one's walking away from something you love. So it could be a person, a relationship, but walking away and feeling, once again, the feeling of depression, which is, like I said, normal psychological response to that. Knight of Swords means movement, so it could be physical moving somewhere. Now, the Three of Cups talks about there's love around you, so your family and friends are offering you love, but it's probably not the love you want. Your guardian angels around you, your guides are watching over you, but you're not feeling satisfied about things, which is fair enough. There's some sort of battle over something, so whether this is, you know, somebody and you are fighting over something, whether it's a job or whether it's something monetary or a home or whatever, there's some battle going on there. The next card talks about being supported by your peers, whether it's work or just in general, but you're on your journey and you're being supported. And the last cup here is a wish card. So whatever you're wishing for in your heart without really thinking about it, you're going to get. And the angel card, they're giving me Rochelle, which is actually my daughter's middle name. As you honour and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. So if you were walking away from a job, I would be saying that there'll be something following that. But, you know, prosperity is coming to you, so that's good to know. So don't worry about that. Okay? Now, Layla. I like that name. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, that's an angel name. Okay, Layla, this is for you. So there's some sort of new job and or, you know, whether it's study or whatever, but, or, you know, the situation work-wise is that you're putting in a lot of work, hard work at the moment, which will bring growth and money. Although at the moment there's a feeling of being overcome and there's too much, you're doing too much. So, you know, you need to start getting other people to take some of the load. But you're so close to what you want. You know, you're just so close you could touch it, but exhaustion is the feeling at the moment. Now, there could be a new business or something you're wanting to do that might bring money in that's new. Money in, money out, which I suppose if you do have a business and or, I don't know, most of us live in that state anyway, but that shows that money in, money out, and that's the beginning of something. It talks about also the Ace of Wands is sort of like having this burst of energy where you're in control and you're making decisions and the world is in your grasp, and you know you've got what you want over your shoulder type thing, so you've got what you really wanted, but it's just taking on those leadership qualities. So that's yeah, and I'll give you an angel card. Okay, so Archangel Raphael, he's the angel of healing your body. Says, I'm helping you heal physical, like me. So at the moment, a lot of us who are healers are really affected by the energy, but that's okay. So even if you're looking to start, you know, doing something in that area, go for it. And of course, like everything, it takes time and work, and yeah, you'll succeed. So that's for you, Layla. Hello, shining. Is that shining grain? No, shining bowl. May I please have one? Yeah, I've done you, Layla. Yep. Okay, so who would like a reading? I'm going through here, just seeing who I've done. Oh, you're in Australia too, Katie. That's cool. Yeah, I suppose I'm pretty basic the way I speak. I mean, I've done a... here we go. Okay, that's good. Oh, okay, so I've been married for lost mum for 5 years. Okay, Katie, well, with your mum, I mean, of course, they're on the other side, and they're with you always, you know. I would be looking around to see if there's signs from her, and they don't want you to be sad, you know. It does them a lot of... well, it hurts their heart to see that you're sad. So, just know she's definitely around. You only have to speak to her in your mind, not in your heart, and they, you know, they get it straight away. So, but maybe look for yeah, signs that she's around, you know. I mean, I know my father, when he's around me, I used to see ladybirds, and they would just appear out of nowhere. You know, I'd literally be studying, you know, my psychology. I did a Bachelor of Psychology there, and you'd find one on the end of your page, crawling across the end of your page, or I'd go to someone's house to do some spiritual work, and, you know, there'd be one next to the doorbell. So, you know, just amazing, just places you would not even think, you know, and a lot of people... Say hi to my friend Annie Gurr. Yeah, so, you know, we all get just different, yeah, crows, yeah. So Positivity and Peace is saying she sees crows and cardinals for the same reason. Well, for me here, it's funny because, you know, I sort of think of birds as like God's little helpers that just sort of check on us every now and again, you know. And I create art, I paint, but I haven't painted for a long time. And I did a series of black and white lino cuts, and I had an exhibition at a local art gallery, a regional art gallery. Anyway, all of a sudden I'd start seeing these coloured parrots, you know, flying in pairs, and I'd be getting in my head, colour, you know, use colour, because of course colour is a good way to bring in that healing modality, you know. And I'd be like, right, and of course psychically I feel like when you feed animals, particularly birds, and create a nice environment for them, that's good psychic energy. So I've been doing that since I've lived here, and I've lived here for 30 years now, and they're waiting, you know. I can literally hear them twittering when they get like to a point where they want to be fed. And it's like, yeah, I can hear you, I'll be there in a minute, you know. But yeah, a lot of people see it in Australia, we don't get the cardinals so much, but I know in America they do, yeah, and they're beautiful birds. So, yeah. And of course, often when you see animals, sometimes it can actually be like an animal spirit guide. So you can actually Google that, what the animal means. I know when I was a child, in a place called it's a mining place in Australia. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Anyway, I was about 12 years old, and I was following this little coloured snake. And I looked down. Apparently they're venomous and deadly, but as a kid I didn't know. So I was just following it. But a rainbow snake has sort of got, you know, a spiritual meaning, you know. So it's interesting when you see something that it can actually have a message, you know. And I look for messages in everything, whether it's animals or, you know, songs, numbers. Repeated numbers are definite messages, you know. So they're always trying to help us, you know. We just don't necessarily get the message because life gets a little bit too busy, you know. We've got so many things going on, and myself included, you know, TVs, phones, computers, whatever, and we're always trying to do something. It's actually when we take time out and quieten our mind where we can actually start to receive some of the messages. And I mean, for me, you know, obviously I do get direct channeling, which is thought form across the top of the head, and if I ignore it, you know, I'll get an itchy ear because I'm not listening, and they'll just pester me. Like recently it was they wanted me to change the colour of the paint in my lounge room because the colour I painted it was more comforting and nurturing and whatever. So they just pestered me till I did it, you know. So if anyone would like a reading, I can see so many people have joined here. Just put yes please and I'll do a reading for you. I'll pull an angel card or whatever you like. Yes, Ruby Ann, absolutely, darling. Okay, so for you, Ruby Ann. Okay, so I've got here, the first card talks about being given some sort of monetary, whether it's a gift or an offer, something that you weren't expecting. So it's not the norm, like, you know, it could be you bequeath something or, you know, something you're due from, you know, like some sort of settlement or whatever. But there's some sort of monetary gift here, or even, you know, if a parent or someone was helping you out. So there's some sort of monetary gift there. Now the next card talks about, you know, having taken on too much. So you're burdened at the moment with feeling that, you know, you've had to do everything. Whatever you wanted is so close you can almost touch it. Once again, this one talks about something where you're just managing your money, you know, you've just got enough Peter to pay Paul type thing. Also talks about bringing in a force of, like a forceful energy where you're in charge, you're in control of things. Money, well, the world is in your grasp. The next card talks about some sort of offer to do with either a job or money, but you're not sure whether to take the offer or not. The Knight of Wands is movement, so whether there is movement to another house or not, I'm not sure, but this could be a male as well. And then there's the female card following that, so whether that's you or someone around you, and it could be in a job situation because both of them are holding wands. So if it was a job, I would be saying that, you know, you've got some sort of gift or offer coming down to you. It's hard work at the moment. You're having to bring up your managerial skills, if you like, and be more in control and more, you know, working through your own business, basically, not letting other people do it. There's some sort of job offer of some kind or monetary offer. There's definitely some sort of move in this, whether it's with a male to do with the home or whether it's at work, but there's a male there. And then there's this Queen of Wands who's, you know, a very strong, loving, generous woman. So that's your reading there, and I'll just pull out an angel card. Okay, so you have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth in heaven are watched over by animals. So it's funny because I just did a little video that I'm going to put on YouTube, because I have a YouTube link now. I'm just going to put all these things on about animals and our connections to them, how they can come through in spirit, you know, how they can help us heal, and if you've got a special bond, that's beautiful, and you know that is very healing. So if you're finding things tough, snuggle with your animals more, because that's going to help you. Okay, so that's you, love. Hang on, let's see if I can go down here. There was another one here. Okay, so Bellingham Lane, one for you, darling. Okay, so Bellingham Lane. Okay, so the Tower. Okay, so everything you think you know or you believed is going to come down. You're going to have new ways of thinking. That's going to crumble. And often what I find with this is, you know, how we build up protections around us because, you know, we don't want pain, of course. That's a human thing to do. So that's going to come down. But at the moment, that's what's happening with the energetic shift we've just had with the planet. All the stuff we've hidden inside, we're going to... Oh, geez, I need a new hip, sorry. All the stuff we've hidden inside to protect ourselves now is really a time of purging to come up so that we can heal it, because then we can be truly, authentically who we are. So that'll be change. Things have been like hellish in terms of how you know your life so far, but with this change and transformation, you can heal beyond that. The next card talks about having kept all of this negativity, you know, at bay and dealing with it, but at the moment you're exhausted. So there's hope from this card moving forward. And your guardian angels are protecting you and looking after you. But at the moment, your guardian angels are saying choose. So whatever has been happening, you know, you might have been trying to put your energy in too many different places. So now it's saying choose a path and deal with that. So then you can be more successful if you put your energy into one outlet as opposed to, you know, half a dozen. And okay, Daniel, I'm an angel of marriage and I'm assisting you right now. That's really interesting, Daniel, because I have a lovely, beautiful little friend who's, 27. He used to date my daughter. And he's just come out of hospital with a brain tumour. And he's just had, like, cancer removed. So I've done a lot of praying for him last night and today and sent out the, you know, message to look after him. So it's interesting that that came up. But, okay, so in your situation, if you're thinking, you know, am I going to get married? Am I going to have a partner? This is saying, yes, you are. And they're helping you right now to find that person. So that's for you, darling. Okay, so shining grain bowl. You know who you are. This is a reading for you, darling. I have got a memory like a sieve, so I mean, seriously, I'm like, did I just do one for that girl? Anyway. You know, when you don't have too much going on up there, you actually make a better channel. Okay, so for you, darling, we have the Knight of Cups, the Hermit, and the Ten of Pentacles. So there's a male around you. The Hermit talks about, so he could be a romantic person. He could be a little bit, you know, moody maybe, romantic-y, but a love interest maybe. The Hermit, once again, your vibration. And the thing is, when I do these readings, so many of us have similar paths because there are, you know, the planet Earth is the planet where we learn lessons about love and emotion. So we're all having those experiences. So sometimes, you know, one reading could actually fit 10 people. So, you know, it's not surprising when you see things come up repeatedly in terms of the message, because we're all human. We're all having the same, you know, we've got parents, we've got lovers, we've got, you know, whatever, you know, it's all very similar. And sort of, I suppose, if you're all vibrating at the similar level to be joining me, then we're all sort of dealing with similar things. But anyway, so there is a male around you, could be a love interest. The Hermit means because your energy is ascended at the moment, your new vibration, you're having to sort of recalibrate, if you like. But then it says the Ten of Pentacles. So that's a happy family card. So, you know, if you're in a family, it's saying that it's happy. And, you know, I would assume you're supported by this male. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the angel card you're given here is Ariel. New psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. So allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. So for myself, I started off with reading books. I mean, because back in the day we didn't, you know, have the computer so much. So lots and lots of books that sort of resonated with experiences I'd had. And then, of course, you know, videos and that type of thing. And now, you know, you can find anything on the net, really. But there's a lot of crap as well. But, you know, you'll find you'll be drawn to what's at your vibrationally level. And yes, of course, now we've had that energetic shift. You know, it's going to be more commonplace that people can read people's energy, maybe see auras, be more, you know, picking up thought forms more. And, yeah, awakening to new psychic skills. So that's for you, love. Okay, so positivity and peace. Let's have a look. Okay, so for you, okay, so we basically have a situation where you're sitting in your home, you have a love around you, you have friends and family, but whatever's being talked about is not something you're particularly interested in. You're sort of dissatisfied. Things are not black and white. There's some sort of justice issue so you're wanting justice in some situation. So, I mean, it could be a legal card or just wanting justice. Once again, you're walking away from either a job or a home situation. Your guides are watching over you. You're feeling that, or you're saying you have what you need in terms of money and that type of thing. There's growth around you in that regard. So you're not without, but also at the moment you're needing to get away and connect to nature and have a, a getaway, which is happening for a lot of us at the moment. And I think part of the virus thing is that, I suppose, upstairs wanted us all to reconnect to source, because we've just all been so busy that we don't do that anymore. So I think that's part of the overall reason why this has happened. Your angel card is Oceana. So take action. You're in touch with your truth in this situation, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. So whatever's happening, trust your gut. It's right. So whatever's being said, either way, what's actually happening. Trust your gut, and if you're wanting some sort of justice, go for it, because you deserve it. And just ask your angels to support you emotionally, and whatever you need, you've got to ask. If you don't ask, they don't just barge in. They have to be asked. Okay, so Anastasia from Melbourne. You sure can, love? 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I do here is basically I'm guided what cards to pull out, like what position. So I'll get numbers, 5, 3, 2, 4, whatever, and they're the ones that I pull out. So the first cup here shows the Queen of Cups. So if this is you, if it's not you, it's a woman around you. So someone who's, emotional, loving, maybe into psychic things, has, that side to her, mystical sort of person, into that sort of subject matter. Now, the next card talks about possibly there's people around you that are gossiping. There may be arguments. Things are feeling a bit icy. Now, the Temperance card is creating a balance between your heart and your mind. So what that sort of talks about is when you have that psychic awareness and they're trying to give you information, and you just need to start taking it in and really hearing it, because they can then help guide you. I know for myself, I of course was psychic right from a little child, but wasn't really understanding it until I was in my 30s, early 30s, and then of course I'd get the thought form constantly since then. So I'm 55 this year, so for over 20 years I've actually had daily do this, do that, and at first I used to feel a bit like a puppet and think no, but everything that they guided me to do was to save myself from a negative situation and or to push me forward into things that I would have been too low self-esteem and scared to do on my own. I mean, actually, even doing this today, I was really nervous about doing it. I've only done 2 before, but because you get your trolls on here saying all sorts of horrible things, I was like reluctant to want to do it, and I thought, nah, just get on there. So, because I know that my gift, so this is the thing, start listening to what guidance you get and the gut feelings. If you feel sick all of a sudden if someone's around, or you get a stabbing in the back, if a person comes into your mind, then that person's talking about you. Or, whatever a person says to your face, if it's nice but you're getting a different feeling in your gut, go with your gut feeling, because that's more spot on. Now, the one after that, so like I said, there's this woman who's mystical and, loving, could be emotional around you if it's not you, stable, has means, gossip going on around you, the Temperance card, so creating a balance, between your psychic self and your logical self. The Four of Pentacles, so you might be in a work situation or with someone who's not sharing resources. So this person's holding their cards close to their chest. So they're not sharing. You're doing your part, but they're not doing theirs. But this finishes with the World card. So that's a cycle. So your energy is literally complete. It's balanced. But so basically you're at the end of a cycle. So that's great, because whatever this thing is will be moving out. Okay, so the card for you is you're confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. So do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. So right, so that's a definite message. So whatever's happening, look into it further, and ask around, or do your research, or ask. What I do is I usually ask my angels. I'll say, can you please show me the truth of this situation? So whether it comes in a dream or someone says, oh look, did you know blah blah, and that will happen, you know, but you have to say to your angels, I want to know the truth in this situation, and they will tell you. So that's what I would suggest there. Okay, I did that one, Anastasia. Okay. Okay, so does anyone else want a reading? Yeah, I've had people. Hang on, what's this one? I did that one, Bellingham Lane. Okay, so does anyone else want a reading? I've got a lot of people on here, so ready to help anyone out? Layla, yeah, Layla. Oh, okay. Could cause but. I'm just doing live readings, love. And thank you. Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to find out what the best time of the day is for doing readings, because you know, like I'm in Australia, so right here now, I think it's, I don't know, nearly 3 p.m. So like my night time is America's daytime, and they're not the same day. And I've got people on here from America, England. I think I've got some French people. Not very many Australians, but so I think TikTok's predominantly an American thing. But it's interesting, it's fun. Has anyone got any questions maybe? I mean, in my little chat I had about animals, I was sort of talking about, you know, the healing connection we have with animals, and I've in the past been able to pick up, you know, how animals are feeling. In fact, I actually do that. Justice 16. Okay, good. Just read yours. Could cause but. Yeah, very good. I often find that I have people, well, the people that come to see me are often readers themselves, you know, spiritual people, obviously, people who work helping other people. So whether they're in care jobs, they're either psychologists themselves, or they're nurses or teachers, that type of thing. So often the energy I share and when I do healing work is on people who are helping other people. So it helps settle them and you know, take a lot of the negative energy off of them that they pick up from other people, because we walk around and our energy fields suck in energy. And if you're open and you're an empathic sort of person, and there's so many of us on the planet, that you're just sucking this stuff in all the time, you know. But some of us don't know how to shift it. And I spent much of my life ill because of it, because I'd actually tune into people, take it off of them, but I didn't know where to put it myself. And I was told by many psychics, look, you're not a dumping ground for rubbish, but I didn't really know how to shift it. Okay, so we have, and you can Google that sort of stuff online, meditations, there's actual, you know, like, it's sort of really about intention. So whatever you do, whether it's a feather, a finger, or a bloody wand, to remove it, incense, whatever, crystals, water, all of those sorts of things can help move toxic energy. But your intention is the greatest thing that would, that determines what you do, then shifts that negative energy. So this is for Justice LR6. Okay, so for you, darling, we have the Four of Wands. So this is, if it's a job situation, it's basically you're being heralded for, great job, well done. So there have been some difficulties that you've had to deal with, and your the sun god or angels are saying basically, you've got to choose now. You've kept all this stuff at bay, but you really need to choose now what's the next step. Now, there is a marriage card here, so we'll have a look at the other cards as per what that talks about. So if you are married, it would be the perfect partner. If you're not, then it looks like there is a perfect partner for you. The Ace of Pentacles is the beginning of maybe a job or something, a business or something you're going to do to bring in money. So if you are married, maybe this could be with this person. Now, the Sun is the best card in terms of joy, happiness, fun times, all of that energy. So that's amazing. So, I'd like some of that. And that's followed by the Six of Wands, which is you've got what you wanted now. The Golden Fleece was the aim of the pack. You've got it. Your peers and or your family are saying you've done a great job. Fantastic. So that's great in terms of that. So basically they're all good, apart from that one that's sort of talking about, having kept everything at bay in terms of the negativity you've had to deal with, and just choosing the next step. But the next step, is definitely there's this marriage partner, or, these days you don't have to have the piece of paper to be married, of course. But some sort of new business or venture that'll bring in money. The Sun is, like I said, it's great, happiness, fun, good times, and you got what you wanted. So people are saying, great, good job. And your angel card is Crystal. So have faith and hope, because there is something positive and new on the horizon that you can't yet see. So I don't know if that's the husband, if you're not already married, but there's something coming that is positive that you don't know about yet, and that's going to bring joy, because that Sun card is joy, happiness, great times. So that's fantastic, and I'm getting shivers through me. So there's probably someone around you that's coming through, wishing you well and looking after you. So that's for Justice LR6. Yeah. Franklin, what are angels? Well, they can be dogs, they can be people. Cool. Sorry for your loss. Pass away suddenly, advice on how to heal. Okay, Kim Johnson. Okay, so from the perspective of someone who does soul work, my belief is that as soul we choose what we come here to do, when we pass, how we pass, etc. And I was only talking to my daughter last night, who an ex-boyfriend of hers just had brain cancer, and he's only 27 and had just come out of surgery, and she was distraught. And I said to her, well, there are lots of things you can do to help with that regards to healing, but it's also the soul. The soul has to want to heal, and if there's more work for them to do, then they can stay. Like, I had a girlfriend who had cancer. She'd been terribly abused as a child, and she was very open to spirit and very loving person, and she couldn't deal with how the world is at the moment, and this was before the COVID stuff. She could not have handled it. And what I got told for her was she had a choice. She had to choose, though. She had to choose whether to live or pass, and she chose passing. So she ended up dying of cancer, and, you know, traumatic to, you know, for me totally, because she was like a sister, closest friend I'd ever had. But what I found was, even though I'd completely break down and it was traumatic, I could feel her touch me. So I know, you know, they're there afterwards and they don't want us to be sad. And that was their journey. They chose that. It's for us left behind who have to find ways of coping. And I couldn't even imagine losing a partner. Now, I've been engaged and divorced 4 times, so I know what loss in that regard is like, but I don't know what it's like to actually lose a partner you find and think this is the one forever. So I can't even imagine it. You know, it would be just terrible. Where are you? So this is Kim. Yeah, so all I can say to you, darling, is talk to him from your heart and he'll hear you. You know, if you have a little space that's for him, because I treasure anything that my friend gave me. You know, she was an artist as well. I'm an artist. And, you know, I've got little trinkets that were hers that she left for me. And, you know, I completely treasure them, but I talk to her all the time, you know, and when I'm down and I have a cry, I'll feel her, you know, touch my shoulder or touch the back of my head, because that's where you'll feel them touch you, or you might feel a little kiss on the cheek. To feel joy. I mean, we have a lady locally who lost 2 sons and a husband in a freak accident. How this woman has gone on, I do not know. 2 sons and 1 husband, and they were childhood sweethearts. And oh my God, I don't know how she survived. She can smile. She's got 1 daughter still alive, so thank God for that. She's got a grandchild, which is the child of one of her sons. And she's actually doing a course to help people with grief. So obviously that was her path. And I had spoken to some of the other family members, and the sons, both the sons, had had a dream they were going to pass. So I feel like that was a karmic thing, you know. So as awful and as horrendous as that was, I feel like that was something that was meant to happen, so that this woman then would move into that field so she can heal the hearts of many, you know. So all I can say, darling, is just follow what you feel guided to do, whether it's, you know, and I mean, of course, with depression, exercise, good clean eating, music, being around your friends, and grieving when you feel that you need to grieve, because what you don't let out is toxic in your body. So I'm really sad to hear that, darling, but yeah, that's my suggestion for you, darling. Oh, hello Pam, how are you? I love Pam Spears. She's an amazing healer / you know, medium. And I only get little bits regards to the mediumship, but Pam, she gets heaps. Go and join her page. So that's Psychic Medium Pam Sears. So she's gorgeous. Okay, so Rico. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is for you, Rico. There's some sort of job offer here, something to do with money, but you're not sure if you want to take it or not. Something's ending. So whether you've gone from one job to the... Yeah, so this death card isn't physical death, it's the ending of something. And as you can see, there's a much brighter future in the background there. So whether it's one job's finished and then you're being offered something else, there's also some nostalgia at the moment. So you're thinking about something from the past. So whether it's a person or whether it's something you love to do, you are just thinking about this. So that may come in. Hang on. All right, so you're at a crossroads. So, you know, at the moment now, you can choose. You're at a crossroads. You're being asked to bring in your psychic ability and your, you know, psychological self together and start following, you know, your guidance more, if you can do that. And you have the strength to cope with this situation, whatever is happening. You know, if you are leaving a job to go to another job or whatever, there's the ending definitely of something. I think is my favourite word, guys. Okay, so Rosetta, this is the angel card. You have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching or parenting children. So that's a pretty little card for you there. So there you go. So that's your reading, darling. So that was for Rico. Psychic Oracle. I'm psychic too. Good on you, babe. Take it day by day. Yeah, that's right. I do that with everything. All right. Well, it's been an hour, guys. So thank you for joining me. I'll get going now. Have a wonderful Easter. I have a really bad lower back and hip, so I find when I sit here for too long, I'm actually in pain now. But anyway, God bless you all and have a great Easter. Okay, and I'll see you another time. Bye.